Hello everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks very much for joining me. Today I'm doing the assembly tutorial for the big wall mount post box. This project has been designed by Nicole Silhouette here on YouTube, and I shall link her YouTube channel in the description box below. The wall mount post box is available only as a digital cutting file in Nicole's Etsy store. I shall link that in the description box below. It is not available as a cutting die set. So I have all my pieces cut out and we'll get started, and I'll go through those with you now. So I've got the pieces here on the right, they make up the post box, and the pieces here on my left, they are the decorative layers. So I'll just put them to the side for the time being. So for the actual post box, you need this piece, which is the base. Then we have the front piece here, and you can see there is an opening, and this is the back. And these are the two sides, the left and right side. So now we have the pieces here for the lid. And you can see these two end pieces, and you can see they have glue tabs that fold up and attach to the back for strength. Then we have the front of the post box. You can see the opening there. I've got double-sided tape on those glue tabs, and you can see the glue tab that gets folded up and attached to the back for strength. The back of the lid is the same, except there's no openings. That will fold up and get attached like so. That's the back, that's the front. And this is the actual roof of the lid, well, I'm going to call it the roof. And there's double-sided tape on those tabs. They'll just fold over and attach to the sides like that for strength. So we'll go ahead now and we'll start putting the post box together. And I've got the main post box pieces without the lid. And I'm going to start with the bottom of the post box. I've got the front and the back and the two sides there ready to go. So I'm just going to take the double-sided backings off that tape, and I'm going to attach the front like so, taking care to line it up and be as precise as I can. The back will go into place in a similar fashion on the opposite side. So I'm just taking care to line that up as precisely as I can. And then the two side pieces get attached to the shorter sides of that base, like so. First that side and then the other. This is a big project and it is difficult to keep all this in frame, so I'll just do the best I can, and it doesn't help either that I've used black cardstock. So this is all the pieces all joined, and they will go together like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to remove the backings off the double-sided tape, and I'm just going to join the side pieces to the front. And I'll just work my way around, making sure that the tape's getting a good hold. Just taking care here. You can use glue if you like. It's just easier sometimes on the tutorial to use the double-sided tape. Just pressing that into place, and you can see that it's starting to take shape now. So I'm just going to join the back onto the sides in the same way that I did the front. This is a very easy project to put together. It's not difficult at all. So that's the base of our post box done, without the decorative panels. And you can see it's quite large inside there. So I'm going to move on now and put the lid together, and the lid is made up of this large roof top piece. So I'm going to remove the backings off the tape and just adhere those down. This is going to give those edges a little bit of strength. I'm also going to add some curvature here to that piece, because it's going to curve on the top. I'm just going to put that to the side now and work on putting the front, back and sides together. And this is how they're going to go. So you can see the tabs that fold up, I'm putting them at the bottom. So we've got the back, the side, the front and the side. So I'm going to join those together by taking the backings off those smaller tabs and just attaching it to the side like so. And I'm going to attach the front in the same way. Whichever is easier for you to attach. I've got it now face up at the moment, so I can see that I'm aligning that up nicely. Then I'm going to turn it back over again and press it into place. this last one in place. Then I'm going to join all this up together. And the reason why I haven't folded up those tabs yet is because I want to be able to hide those side glue tabs by folding the bottom piece up of the back like so, like what I'm doing here. The larger pieces should get folded in first so that they hide the glue tabs from the side pieces being attached to those larger pieces. And folding these up gives those sides, all of those sides, some strength. You see it hides the glue tabs. I'm just going to do the opposite side. It's a little bit difficult to wrangle, but it's not too bad. Just removing all of the backings, and then I'll fold that tab up and attach it to the back of the piece at the top there. Then I'm going to do the shorter ends in the same way. Once I get that pressed into place. Just fold that up and attach it to the back. And do the same on the opposite end. And that just gives all of those sides a little bit of extra strength. So that's the basis of our lid or roof, I'm going to call it. Done. And you can see the opening there for the mail that will go inside. And the roof just gets attached on the top like so. So I lost a little bit of footage here, sorry about that. I do remove the backings from the tape on those tabs, and then I take care here to line it up. You can see that's where I lost my footage. So I'm just pressing all of those tabs into place. I just lined it up essentially as best I could so that the overhang was even on all sides. And now I'm going to pop this in place onto the mailbox. So the first time you put the lid in place, you do have to finagle it a little bit, but it goes into place nicely. And I'm just making sure that I've got all the tabs on that lid pressed into place. I do have the decorative layer here, and this will go on the top like so, and you can see I'm using a shiny gloss black cardstock, and that's going to go into position like so. In the digital cutting file, there is another piece there that you can put on the inside if you like. I had my piece there ready to go, but I decided in the end not to use it. But you certainly can if you wish. It is there included in that digital cutting file for you. So I'm just pressing that into place, making sure that all the glue is getting a good hold on that decorative layer I'm putting into place. Just making sure it's looking how I want it to. And our lid is ready to go back onto our post box. So I'll just pop that back into place. It's giving me a little bit of trouble there, but in the end it works fine. It's just getting the paper to remember which way it's got to go. So that's the post box finished. It's now time to put the decorative panels into place. And you're getting a glimpse here of how I'm going to decorate this post box. And you can see it's going to be red, black and white. It is going to be a Christmas mailbox. And for the back and the base of the mailbox, I'm just using the base cardstock, the black. And to be honest, it's because I ran out of the red metallic cardboard. So, had to improvise. Which, as crafters, we all know that sometimes that happens. But I figured the back and the base did not need the metallic cardstock on it. So, didn't work out too bad in the end. So what I'm making here, if you haven't already guessed, is a Christmas mailbox. And it's a Letters to Santa mailbox. So this is getting decorated to look a little bit like Santa Claus. And you'll see as we progress how that turns out. I apologise in advance for the glare that's going to happen with this metallic cardboard. So you're going to see my craft room lights, the camera, and a little bit of me. And I apologise for that. So I'm just going around sticking the decorative panels into place for this post box, as I thought you guys would like to see that. Just getting this panel glued in place. And pressing it down from the inside. As you know, I always like to stick my decorative panels down with glue, otherwise it would take up too much of the double-sided tape. So whilst I'm putting these decorative panels into place, I will be doing a craft room tour for you crafters to see my new craft room that I've been working on the last 12 months. So I hope to have that ready around Christmas time. And I'll also be doing some more project type shares on my YouTube channel. Just showing you other various things I've made that are not necessarily Nicole's 3D designs, just other things that I've been making in my craft room. And I'll show and share those on my YouTube channel as well. So you can see here I'm just sticking the front panel in place. And apologies again for the reflections of everything that you can see. But that's what you get when you're working with mirror board. Just making sure that that's in place nicely and pressing it down. So I've got all the main panels in place now to put the other decorative panels that really make this a Santa mailbox. And all of these decorative layers are included in the digital cutting file. So I'm just putting the decorative panel around the opening. That's the base decorative panel. Then I'll put the top decorative layer in place. And the way this went together, it went together so well. I'm so pleased with how it looks in the end. This would be a great thing to put together for children or grandchildren, and they could post their letters to Santa in it. It would make a great decoration for Christmas. It's a great size, this box. So I'm just getting these layers down. So I've removed the backings off this foam tape. It's really super sticky. And then I'm just eyeballing it here. I generally don't measure too much. And that's all the pieces now in place that are included in the digital file. This belt that I'm putting in place, the buckle and the buttons are not part of the digital cutting file. And I need to be really clear about that. So if you want to do yours the same way as mine, you will need to cut the belt, the buckle and the buttons yourself, like I have done here. So it's quite easy to cut the belt. Also the buckle you can do that with square dies. And I'm just putting that in place. I've cut that from gold cardstock. And the buttons I've cut from a circle die. So again, the belt, the buckle and the buttons are not included in this digital cutting file. They are something extra that I have made myself. If you want to put yours or want to make yours like mine, then you will need to make the belt, the buckle and the buttons yourself. So I'm just putting those into position and getting this part of his tummy finished, or the mailbox's tummy. And I am deciding that I do want to add some bits and pieces to this mailbox to make it look a little bit more how I want it to. I'm just going to pop the lid on. And I'm loving how this is looking. So I'm going to put something across there, and I've got letters to Santa. Now I've cut those letters with my digital cutter and stuck them on. Again, that's not included in the digital cutting file. If you want to do that, you will need to do that yourself. You can do that with letter dies. So I'm loving the way this has turned out with the shiny top and the metallic mirror board, making it look as much like a mailbox as I can. I've got a letter here to Santa, and that's a standard Australian size envelope. but I'm pretty sure the envelopes that you use for the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cards will fit in there too, as well as probably the A6. It is a very generous opening, and you'd fit quite a few letters in there. I also went ahead and added a Santa hat onto the top of my mailbox here, and I did that because I really wanted it to have a little bit of something extra to finish it off, and I'm loving how this has turned out. I'm sorry that I can't get this into frame better, but I'm doing the best I can with the height that my camera stand will go to. But I'm sure you can get the idea. So that's my tutorial finished for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching and that you feel inspired to make one of these letters to Santa mailboxes, or just make a mailbox and decorate it in any way that you like. I just thought with Christmas approaching, this would be an ideal use for this mailbox. This mailbox would look great by your Christmas tree for your children or your grandchildren to pop their letters in to Santa. Don't forget to check the description box down below for the links that I've previously mentioned. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would love that too. Thanks very much for watching today. Have a great day, and until next time, it's bye for now.